McDowell supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knightsmed Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The CDC opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family. The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell supplements, an effect.
The man, the boy. The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop, Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man.
Another wonderful Monday afternoon to you, everyone. It is the 19th day of the month of August 2024. This is The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer, alongside our technical operator, Alton Jaquan Joseph. We hope you had a good weekend and that you are bright, energetic, and upbeat at the start of another week, another cycle of The Real Issues. Our program, as you know, airs weekdays from 12:30 until 2 p.m. on Real FM radio stations, serving you on the dual frequencies of 91.3 for the north and 91.5 for those of you serving us, or that should be joining us, in the southern part of St. Lucia. It's another of those sweltering or hot days, and you know, when we are just feeling good that a few sessions of rainfall that we've had recently, that they would have cooled down the place, it looks like when the heat reasserts itself, it does so, as we say, with quite a vengeance. Be careful, people. In the showers that we had, getting out of the station or to the studio to my vehicle, I was warned by a co-worker, to be very careful because they noticed I was allowing myself to get sprinkled. And they said this could be perilous based upon their own experience. I thought this was something when we were young, that they used to talk about, letting the rain fall on your head and so I thought nothing of it. And the co-worker had been through a terrible week with the flu. And so I just thought, I'll just wipe it off, use my face towel that I walk around with when I get to the vehicle, and I'll be okay. And for the most part, I felt okay. Except for yesterday, I was driving down to Grand Riviere Dennery to participate in the annual general meeting of the Dennery North constituency group of the St. Lucia Labour Party. I was the guest speaker there. And at some point along my journey, was it a song on the radio that I liked? I decided, let me try to sing along, and I realized nothing was coming, out of my throat, I tried clearing my throat many times, but it just wouldn't cooperate. And then there was the intermittent coughing, which I had felt nothing about. And I think it's just Friday that my co-worker had admonished me about this thing. And so I said, oh shucks, one of the things I don't like at all, the flu, seems to be coming upon me. However, when I arrived at the Grand Riviere School, where the conference was due to be held, I tarried a while inside my vehicle, left the AC on and took a little rest, and that seems to have done it. I don't know if the air down there is any more salubrious than what we have up here, but I felt better and my voice returned. But this morning, it was a struggle to get out of bed. All the signs of, as they say, your body feeling beat up and all suggested that maybe the flu, but I was determined not to let it keep me down. So I pushed myself up, did what I had to do, and I'm sure you can hear a slight difference in my voice. I don't have cough as we speak, runny nose, but the interplay between the heat, like I said, the sweltering heat and the occasional showers that come once in a while, we maybe have to listen to the traditional wisdom, to the wisdom of the old people, and don't expose ourselves unnecessarily to getting sprinkled by rainfall after we have already had to endure the blistering heat, etc., etc. So I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that, all those other flu symptoms, the fever and all that I really, really, really hate, who doesn't, that it's not going to come along. That said, our country, beautiful country, and we are looking forward towards this walk of progress that is coming towards the end of the month. In fact, after today, what are we talking about? 6 days? 6 days again, and we'll be having this much touted, heavily promoted walk of progress, which so many people have committed that they want to participate in, and I think we should. Our country has progress, but I have to say, we cannot be proud of what has been happening where crime is concerned, especially gun crime, especially homicides. And dealing with illegal guns and the use of those illegal guns in the commission of crime is a very complex matter. It's not easy. You don't just go and grab people and say, let me search you to see if you have a gun. There are the rights about, rights against arbitrary arrest and detention and search and so on. You must have probable cause and a whole lot of different things that you do. But yet it is clear that there are just too many illegal guns out there and ammunition, and there is a willingness by the people who have them to use them. I mean, the reasons why people are now turning guns on each other and shooting each other, maybe we don't really know. We hear things here and there. People talk quite a lot, but it is scary to think that at the very lowest level of some kind of altercation that people are pulling gun. It just goes to show the effect of having power in the hands of people who are not responsible, power without responsibility. And when you wonder why the authorities make it so difficult, not an easy process, for people to get licensed firearms, you have to ask yourself, yes, it's true, perhaps most of the crimes that are happening for people who do not have licensed firearms. They got their hands on it illegally. They're not accountable to any authority, to any firearms authority, to the police, whatever. So they just use it wantonly, willy-nilly, vitae-vi. That perhaps this is what is behind it, but it strengthens the point that the issuance of firearms and the granting of firearm licenses has to be something which is done within a framework of utmost strictness, stringency, accountability and so on, where you subject people to all kinds of tests and psychometric measurements and so on to see what is their frame of mind, because quite honestly, this thing is just way, I'm not afraid to say, out of control. I don't know what it is more that our police can do, but there is more that we the people can do. And many of us may know things and we choose not to report them because I do not know how legitimate, I do not know how genuine a concern it is that people keep on saying that you go and give the police and the information will be leaked and you could end up being targeted, you could end up being eliminated. Is that really true? Or is that just an excuse that we make for not shouldering our citizen responsibility? An excuse that we make for not doing what we need to do, for not taking up, our duties as citizens and so on to help, to rid, or at least to minimize, to reduce, the incidence of serious, violent, and gun crime in our country. Is it really? Do we have any examples of anybody who gave information to the police and afterward anything happened to them that we can point to that it was because they gave information to the police, especially the different means that the police have of taking that information, including the anonymous lines and so on, that, your identity is not recorded, you are not known. Have we become so cynical that we are determined that we will not cooperate with anything that is for our own good because we believe it can put us at a disadvantage? It's not for me to tell anybody that their concern is not legitimate. It's not for me to say that. But people, I have to ask the question, how much of an issue is that we are making it? And are we, beg your pardon, are we satisfied to remain in a country where we are living in fear, where we do not know at what time somebody, some criminal, somebody, just because they have the power, not necessarily because they're targeting us, but because their mind is only focused upon shooting somebody else, and they don't care where that bullet goes to, who it hits, who is not involved. It's just their objective that they want to meet. That there may be hitmen out there who are taking out people that they don't have any problem with whatsoever, but they're doing it simply because somebody is paying them to do it, simply because they are protecting some homies, some partners, some buddies who are part of their gang, and their crew and all of that and so on. Is this what our 238 square mile, less than 200,000 people is becoming, and the scariest parts of it may be yet to come? We have to rescue St. Lucia. And let me tell you one reason why. I'm kind of downplaying the importance, the significance of those who say they're not going to say anything because they might end up catching in that and so on. People, there is a clear manifestation and tendency in our country for us not to take the things that pertain to our health and safety and security seriously. We believe we can just do it any which way and somebody else will take care of it. We can dump the garbage anyhow. And man, just throw that there. The city council people will take care of that. I mean, people say that all the time. Yourself, you're looking for trouble. What trouble you like that? Just throw the thing there. They'll clean that up. As long as somebody else is responsible for something, we do not feel that we have a part to play. And even when we don't know who or if is responsible for it, we still go ahead and do it. I mean, I'm turning off Calvary Road, after coming from the Leclerc area, making that right turn at the top of it into Darling Road to go down. And my mind just tells me, glance a little bit to the left. And the amount of plastic plates and cups and so on that people are dropping apparently over the little wall that is there, the little retaining wall. And where is it going to end up? And it's not something that just gets there. People are doing it all the time. People, we do not care. As long as we have a gouvernement, the gouvernement and the city council and Richard Frederick and Lendo Gabriel and those people that we can blame, we do not care. We do not have a sense of responsibility for ourselves. I hear people making a big brouhaha about the Mortgage incident where this young man was shot when he was allegedly pursuing an armed robber and so on. And we may want to say, the conversation should be how brave he was. He went to the help of a neighbor and someone who, from everything we're hearing, is not on good terms with his family, and he pursued But the conversation should be, people, that this person who fatally shot that young man may well be somebody that he knows. But for the mask, it may well be somebody that he knows, that he talks to. And I have said it over and over again, people. The way things are going in St. Lucia, you never know when you see somebody, when you talk to them, when you pass them, whatever, that you are not looking into the eyes of a killer. It's too late for the young man, but sometimes somebody has a mask. But there are people, especially in small, close-knit communities, who know people by the way they walk, who know people by their gait, as we call it, who know people by the way, their mannerisms. They might have a slight limp. There may be something about their body size. There may be something about them that you know. The young man may have seen and he may have known, and who knows, the person shot him, not necessarily because he would have caught him. Criminals don't like to be caught. They don't like to be exposed. You understand? And shot him. He may have been shot by somebody he knows. Somebody who went and just melted back into the community, becomes your neighbor, becomes your friend, becomes the person who's at the bar, who offers you a drink, who you offer a drink, who sits down at a domino table, whatever, plays game with you. And that is a killer who just robbed somebody and just killed somebody, and we don't know. There must be, including the lady who the robber snatched the bag from her, the armed robber, who whatever it was, that it was her cries for help that were heard, and etc., etc. And that person could very easily have shot the shopkeeper. It could very easily have been. Apparently, he may have been confident that he's able to overpower the lady. No problem, he can get the bag from her and going. But the young man pursuing him may have been the real threat and the real problem. And often it is not about what the young man might do. It is that he may be able to identify me, and they do not want to be identified. They do not want to be brought to account. Now, I hear a lot of talk about how the shopkeeper was allegedly heartless, and later on they said, why are you opening your shop the very next day? Like, you should have kept the shop closed as a kind of a sort of a tribute and acknowledgement that a life was lost, and the life was lost coming to your defense. And the shopkeeper allegedly, because now you hear all kinds of things said, she's not the one who asked anybody to come. Now, if that is said, it would be, to me, if it is true, it would be insensitive. It would be heartless. No matter even if you vex with the person's mother, whatever, somebody died. And, we don't know what's boiling in anybody's pot. We don't know. Sometimes things are cut so close and so tight for a shopkeeper, for anybody where business is concerned. They cannot afford, unless they're sick and they totally impaired, and they cannot do it for them to close their shop. But I understand and I accept why people would feel that at least, even if it's for a half day, you keep the shop closed, just as a mark of respect, as a mark of, the shared sorrow and sadness of the bereavement of the loss of this young man, who is not the one who was trying to help. If that is true, again, I keep saying, if that is true. And to actually use the words, if they were said that, I didn't ask him to go and do that, to me, it would sound. But I don't think we should make that. We should make that the main issue, the real issue. We should not make that, the thing that we focus upon. At the end of the day, she is not the one who shot him. She is not the one who killed him. She was a victim of an armed robbery herself. We never know if talking to her, if it was her own shock and her own, absolutely being stunned that made her say that. We don't know. I just want to say, when we're focusing on things, let us focus our anger, let us focus our outrage in the correct direction. Don't make it about, the same thing I've been telling people about Alan Chasney going into that Chamber of Commerce luncheon meeting and wanting to engage in a political slugfest or with Ernest Hilaire. That's not really what we should be focusing on, Yeah, the chamber allowed him. At the end of the day, Ernest Hilaire was making references to him throughout his speech, saying, Martinez and the opposition, or the leader of the opposition, have been saying that. Ernest Hilaire was not necessarily taking digs at him, but Ernest Hilaire was referencing him and mentioning him all the time. So if he felt that he had the right of reply, it may have seemed a little one-sided. I'm not saying it is, but we have to broaden our minds. It may have seemed a little one-sided. It may have seemed a little invidious. It may have seemed a little biased and so on, that the chamber, Mr. Luisi, the executive director, would have stopped him, and when Ernest Hilaire was referencing him all the time. Of course, I feel the response and all that could have been better. There was no need to have gone down this kind of road of calling people liar and fraud and so on. You leave that for the political platform. You leave that for the march, for the picket and those kind of things. But in a luncheon of the chamber, you want a certain amount of dignity to show itself there. And I felt the kind of engagement that was practiced, it was a little infradig, short for infradignitatem, beneath one's dignity. And I felt it was beneath the dignity of an August event like a Chamber of Commerce luncheon. It didn't have to, to descend to that and so on, and to bring the things that you have already ventilated on the political platform and on talk shows and on roundtables and on lives and so on. Again, I felt, it was not necessary. Whatever the enterprise that Mr. Shasney is in, Cocoa Palm or whatever, it is an enterprise that employs St. Lucians. It is an enterprise that has to deal with in some way, shape or form or the other with Ernest Hiller's ministries of tourism and investment, etc., etc. And I think, for that kind of engagement, we have to show that the animus and the bad blood and the antipathy and so on is not what continuously rules and carries the day on every occasion and in everything. Our St. Lucian is not lost because we are opponents, because we see things differently, because we don't see eye to eye on everything, So that's just my take on it. So likewise, with this shooting at Montbouche, maybe as time goes on, the lady will see sense. Maybe she was shocked. She never expected that young man to be the one to jump up and come to her aid and so on. Did the young man who was fatally shot, did he know that the robber was armed? Was he taken by surprise? Did he think it's somebody he could pursue and grab the bag with the disc takings back from him or wrestle with him? I don't know. If you know somebody has a gun, to me, it sounds a little, not just courageous, it may be a little foolhardy. And there may be those of us who are brave who think we can take on somebody who's armed. Maybe, the day is gone where we believe the person is just bluffing. Where we believe the person has the gun and they probably have no bullets in it. They're probably just using it to scare. Don't take that chance. Or that they have it and they will not fire it. The experience, the evidence, what we have seen so far shows they have the guns. The guns are loaded. They have bullets and they are prepared to fire it. And they have done so many times. So people, take care of yourselves. The important thing, observe things. You may see something that you may think is really not significant. But when you give that information to the police, the way the person ran, the person had a little limp, the person had a little hobble, whatever it is, you can give that information. Sometimes even later, you see somebody and the person, the way they walk and so on, you say, hey, but I think I've seen that walk before. I've seen that run before. I've seen the person of that height before. I've seen that build. I've seen that size. And you say, hey, there's something. And sometimes the person recognizes you and they look at you in a way that hey, that person seems to recognize me also, and they seem a little uncomfortable with, don't make any engagement. As a matter of fact, observe what you're observing without seeming to be observing. See what you're seeing without giving the person the impression that you're checking them out, and quietly go and convey your information where it could be. Folks, there is no need to get yourself into unnecessary trouble as a citizen. You don't have to go and take on anybody. You don't have to go and fight with anybody. If they can shoot the way they shoot, they can consider that you are an unacceptably high risk for them. They do not want to be arrested. They do not want to be prosecuted and taken, imprisoned and so on. So they will do anything to maintain their freedom. That's pretty much what I have to say. Now, I've just put up a document on the Real Issues WhatsApp group. And I know that as legal documents go, court documents, judgments, rulings, those kinds of things, many of us will tend not to read it. For one, they're lengthy for the most part, and they contain terminology that would send us to the dictionary all the time. The good thing about it is that with the internet, with our electronic devices, we are, for the most part, able to just Google meanings right away and to understand them, to get a better grasp of them. I would want to encourage us, those of us who can find the time, those of us who have the patience, to try to read judgments and legal documents and rulings and, court things and so on as much as we can. Read it at the pace that you can. Pause to do a little Google search of something and get to understand it. Because I'm telling you, I went online and I found a document about Philip Martinez filing in a U.S. court for disclosure of bank documents and bank records in respect of, I didn't see St. Lucian interest, but of course, since he's adding, he says, St. Lucian people to his lawsuit, his RICO lawsuit, that it is only a matter of course, because for one of the defendants, the court said they don't even need to make a ruling on it. It's moot at this point, because once they have ruled in respect of Timothy Harris and one of the quote-unquote defendants in St. Kitts and Nevis, it would automatically apply to other defendants for whom the same circumstances are relevant. And basically, oh boy. You know, I don't know. I'm just wondering, boy. You know, basically they're saying that they're denying Martinez's motion or his application for him to access the bank records of those people. And if you want to, if you're not part of the Real Issues WhatsApp group, it is called Martinez and MSR Media SKN, St. Kitts and Nevis Limited 2024, United States District Court, SD, Florida, Henry Martinez and MSR Media SKN Limited, case number 24-CV-20492-Altman. Now, Altman is the name of the judge who gave the ruling. And it said it was decided on the 7th of June, 2024. Now, I don't know if this is something which will materially affect the RICO lawsuit that is saying, but it seems to me that Timothy Harris and somebody else, you know, they decided to sue Martinez for defamation, for all the things that he's saying about them. And Martinez, I remember coming on this program and saying that they did exactly what he wants him to do, because the moment they decide that they're going to sue him, it gives him the right to request their bank records. Because if you come in to say the things I said about, you know, the underpricing and all of that, once I get your bank records, so he was rejoicing. But that's not what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is that the judge saying he's not entitled to those bank records, and they're ruling, and they're saying that he should not bring this matter again. They will not hear it again. I don't know if that is the trend of the ruling. Like I said, the lawsuit that they brought against him for defamation may not be the same one as the RICO lawsuit that is bringing. But based upon him being denied access to the Bank of America and whatever records he said was such a great coup for him, you know, that he now has the evidence, he has the information that he needs and so on. It seemed to me almost that Martinez is dead in the water even before he has started. But I'm not a lawyer. Maybe lawyers will speak on it. Let me just say that lawyers are often people who, if you're represented by them, you can feel that they're frustrating you. Somebody may be out there taking all kind of pot shots and all kind of digs at you like Martinez is doing, and your lawyer is telling you, say nothing, don't say anything, and you can feel frustrated. How can the person be out there calling me corrupt and say now they have evidence and they have recordings and I cannot come to refute it? I want to tell you this. Listen to your lawyer. They understand the court process. And sometimes the person is just trying to set you up, to tease you, to goad you, you know, to rile you up so you can make a mistake and say something which they can use against you. In the same way, it seems to me this is what Philip Martinez is doing. Trying to ask people to let's chat, let's have a conversation, let's say something. And then come back and say, I spoke to this person and I recorded them and I have the tapes and and you would not believe the things that they told me and this adds to the evidence and all of that. And so lawyers may be telling people from McCloud Emmanuel to Ernest Hilaire to whoever else to just be quiet. To Caribbean Galaxy, don't say anything. Let us wait for our day in court and let us fight it. Now, it occurs to me that if St. Lucian lawyers, St. Kitts and Nevis lawyers, Caribbean lawyers, and even American lawyers who may represent them, because I doubt they would go up to the United States with St. Lucia and St. Kitts lawyers, you know. They would want to have U.S. lawyers who understand the system and the law there. The same way they will be telling McCloud Emmanuel and Ernest Hilaire and all, don't talk about that, be quiet, don't say anything. It's the very same way to me, American lawyers are no less smart, are no less well-trained than St. Lucian and Caribbean and other American lawyers that they will not be telling Martinez. If you have filed a lawsuit, Philip, let us wait for the official process of evidence disclosure and let us go and fight the case in court. Don't you be always on a talk show. Don't you always be talking about this grandstanding and showboating about how you're going to teach them and it's game over for them and this kind of thing. Let the court decide that. You're not the judge that you know you win already and all this kind of thing. To me, American lawyers will be telling Martinez that. So either he's not listening to his lawyers, or Martinez does not have lawyers, or he doesn't care because he knows he was never serious about taking this case forward. All he wanted to do was to come and make noise, to make Ernest Hilaire and McLeod and all of them tremble and quick at the knees and, as we say, on them, so that they'll be afraid and maybe they'll give in to something. Because I can't understand a man repeatedly saying he has a lawsuit, but he won't stop talking about it. So I would urge you, this document, I'll read a small part of it. It's too long to read it on the program. It will take the whole program and I still won't finish. But read it, those of you especially who have, the ability to read legal documents and see what Judge Altman is saying in that case. And if you can contribute at some point, maybe some of you have read it already, to see whether this thing is going anywhere like this kind of scare tactics that Martinez and Alan Chastney, Alan Chastney the same way, telling us about how T.O.R. King was going to sue St. Lucia and he was going to win so much money and all of that. Almost like he was rejoicing, almost like he was pumping the air. And I find the same thing with that Martinez thing. There's also another report online about Martinez suggesting that the guy has made a mess of his businesses, has wasted money, has been totally profligate and doesn't know how to manage a business. And they got fed up of him in St. Kitts because whatever concessions and subsidies they gave him, they were not seeing the results. It's like they were just pouring money down, a sand hole, like this, on two sab. The more you pour into it, the more it just swallows, and you can never fill it up. And this is one of the things apparently that the mood in St. Kitts and Nevis turned against him. The films he was supposed to do to promote the tourism industry, they were considered not up to standard. They were not bringing in the desired results. Whatever monies they were paying him, I think $150,000 a month, that they were just not seeing the results for it. Yet it seems the guy was living high up, high on the hog, making go with the money, but not really bringing forth the results from everything. But I'm not going to read from that report because I don't really know about its authorship. I don't really know about its authenticity. But the whole thing is that Philip Martinez, who's claiming that he was wronged by Caribbean Galaxy and the CIP and the authorities in St. Kitts and now in St. Lucia, that the guy really did himself in. And now he's trying to essentially make up or find some kind of redress for his own errors and misdeeds by browbeating, blackmailing, threatening, intimidating the authorities in St. Kitts and in St. Lucia to see if they can give him a payout, because there are people he's owing, including people who worked for him. He's unable to pay them. But we don't want to talk too much about him. Let's take a break. When we come back, I'll open the phone lines and say a bit more, but mostly I want to hear from you. This is The Real Issues.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's ginger turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family, both local and international. NBC Television will live stream your funerals on television and Facebook at a reasonable rate. With our state-of-the-art equipment, you can be assured that the quality of your funeral will be to your satisfaction. Call our office now and book your obituary and streaming with us. 758-453-7458.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The country needed to be rescued from the abyss into which it was plunging. The majority of you accepted my offer to lead that rescue mission. The full rescue team also includes you, the people.
Over the past 3 years, the St. Lucian economy has been growing. The growth is being experienced across many sectors, with business confidence up and unemployment down.
This government always defends the interests of the people of St. Lucia.
The 2 years after COVID, and then I get the $1,500. It helped me a lot, and it pushed me in front to open a little business. Now I can put food on my table right now.
When I heard about the MSME, I was like, boom, opportunity. I could make something actually happen, you know.
And young people must not suffer the frustration that they suffer when they go to other organizations.
Entrepreneurship is something that is needed in our country. We need people to take the leap and be entrepreneurs to help the economy grow.
He honored his promise, and I respect him, and I give him thanks. Philip J. Pierre, I thank you with all my heart and soul.
As Prime Minister, I promise to be Prime Minister not for some of the people, but for all the people.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The voice.
Someone just popped their head into the studio and told me I'm sounding a bit down, like my voice isn't the same. I told him I'd explain that in my preamble, and yes, I know it. But I hope that doesn't prevent things from going about with the energy that it does. Like I said, I believe a little bit of the flu wanted to attack me, and it's my fault, thinking I'm a little bit too, tough nuts and so on, to letting myself get sprinkled in rain in the latter part of last week, thinking, hey, that wouldn't bother me, but looks like it did have an effect on me. But I'll be okay, I'm sure. It's not as bad. It may get worse, but if it's flu, it's just flu. Can't he sue Shastney for calling him a liar and fraud in a public forum? I think he should. Shastney is getting totally out of hand. I don't know if he can, or if one would want to bother with that kind of thing. There's one thing which I just don't understand, how the Labour Party, the opposition, did not take any kind of legal recourse and legal action. And it is in the matter of the constituency development program funds, just cutting them off for the opposition. To me, that is the height of illegality. If you had stopped the program altogether, but don't tell me you continue giving the funds to the 11 MPs, the 11 constituencies that voted for your representatives, but you were just arbitrarily and disdainfully just cutting it off to 6 that didn't vote for you. I can't see anything worse than that. I don't know, I'm just surprised, some kind of court action or injunction or declaration or whatever. To me, maybe I'm wrong, maybe these things, I don't know, in the sovereignty of Parliament and so on, but the sovereignty of Parliament was challenged in that a man went into the Parliament and said things that he could not substantiate, and that were vehemently denied by, the people he was hurling the accusations at Ernest Hilaire for accusing him of having a joint account with the late Walid Jufali and so on. And Ernest Hilaire, and I've never seen him look so strenuous than that, where he said, I have never had a joint account with anybody in my life, much less Walid Jufali. And this matter, I'm going to refer it to the Privileges Committee. And look at how all this running to the court to get injunction, to delay taking him to, like he just did not want to account. The other one again, where he said things about Richard Frederick's visa, and it's a 2-day visa that he has, and it's a whatever visa. I don't know why this chap believes that he has to make himself the spokesman for the U.S. State Department, always coming to explain what the visa is and that sort. It's the same thing with Martinez. Martinez is not a U.S. attorney. He's not a U.S. prosecutor. He doesn't work with the Justice Department or the Treasury. But Martinez wants to come and to make pronouncements and to initiate action because the U.S. banking system was used to launder money. Well, if it's that level, sir, let the declaration be one given by a court in response to a filing by the U.S. federal or whatever authorities that are competent. A RICO lawsuit is, a person is entitled to file a civil RICO lawsuit if, as a result of a racketeering, influence, corrupt organization, you have suffered loss, you have suffered damage. If you are saying that, the CIP programs in St. Kitts and all of that they are corrupt organizations, and that you have suffered loss, they have caused you loss, then they allow you to go and file a civil RICO lawsuit. But Martinez seems to have criminal pretensions that he has standing, he has look and standa in criminal matters and so on, racketeering, influence, corrupt organization. And the question is, since those CIPs do not operate in the United States or do business and so on, why do you not seek redress in the appropriate competent courts of jurisdiction in the Caribbean, in St. Kitts and Nevis, the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court and so on? But he's going there on the grounds that the U.S. banking system was used to launder money, and that is why he wants disclosure. He wants to force Bank of America and whoever to release the records and all of that. And that seems to be what Judge Altman is saying. I do not know if it applies to the RICO, but if it's just a matter of the defamation cases that Timothy Harris and Galaxy filed against him and so on. You know, maybe somebody can help me. A lawyer has asked me to send the documents to them. You know, it's too much a grandstanding and so on. And that is just what I find this matter about. It is so spiteful that I actually said, you know, in my address yesterday that, look, forgiving people is a commandment we have, those of us who believe in God, the God of the Bible and Jesus Christ, that we must forgive people, you know, 70 times 7 and there must be no. But I think that is in respect of personal infractions and personal offenses that people commit. I believe this whole thing about cutting off the CDB funds, this is unforgivable because this happened within the framework of, you know, the constitutional polity of St. Lucia and basically, you know, state funds which are not yours, they don't belong to you. You know, what right have you to decide that under that arrangement, which is a parliamentary approved and settled one, that you're going to take the state's money and give it to 11 people who are your allies and your party members and so on for their constituencies, but zero, nothing. Maybe we cannot argue that case for the National Trust. I can understand that. When you decide to just zero the budget of the National Trust, we can't say you took the money of the National Trust that was due for them. But you know, in a parliamentary setting where disbursements are made, you use your power, your authority, your privilege as Minister of Finance to the staff. And many of the people who have so many things to say about, you know, what was done wrong and what was done and so on. Isn't that a corrupt act? Isn't that a vindictive act? Isn't that an unjust act to be doing that? You know, and I believe it should never be too late for this matter to be brought up, whether before a commission of inquiry, whether what it needs to be dealt with. You know, if you were not giving anybody money, even though you'd have been giving them money secretly, you know, maybe you're giving it to them under some other pretext or some other head. But you mean to tell me you're given 11 constituencies that are represented by your members, by your side, and 6 of them is not the MPs you were spiting. You were actually committing an injustice to the people, to the communities, to those constituencies, and so on. And this thing was done in St. Lucia, and a lot of people who you now are jawing off about everything, they had nothing to say about it. So, friend, I don't really know about, you know, what he said to Hilaire at Chamber Luncheon, whether this is actionable. But from every bit of conviction in me, I believe this matter of the CDP funds and so on, that should be actionable. You know, some sort of action, some sort of parliamentary hearing or whatever should be done on those things. And some, even if it is just a statement of sanction, it should be brought out so that people know you don't do this kind of thing. It is the discrimination, it is the vindictiveness and so on of it that is being practiced within the context of public administration and national government. This is unacceptable. This is wrong. You know, it's wrong on all counts. It was wrong back then. It is wrong now. You know, and these are the people again, affiliates of theirs, surrogates of theirs, believe that the manner in which they can gain some kind of advantage is to just go ahead and just say anything about anybody. You know, United PAC had something out about Alison Jean either having resigned or having been fired from the National Utilities Regulatory Commission, of which she is the CEO. You know, Senator Dr. Alison Jean. You know, and nothing shall go so. You know, they just come and they just throw things out there, and what it does is that it creates a stultifying of the reaction of people, so that people will believe if it were not true, they wouldn't put it. They won't tell something about Yadi, and we know why they're going after Yadi. Yadi was arrested and jailed in Europe after the Olympics were over, and he was on his way back. And again, nothing shall go so. Well, we have a caller on the line. Hi, caller. Good afternoon. Real Issues. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
I need to ask a question. Wasn't Mr. Martinez already in problem with St. Kitts government when the St. Lucia government and Galaxy when the St. Lucia government negotiated?
No, but I can hardly hear you.
Wasn't Mr. Martinez already in court with Galaxy and the St. Kitts government when the former governments negotiated with them to get Galaxy into St. Lucia?
I don't know if the problem had started already, if the Labu Leve. It looks like he's going after Dr. Timothy Harris and the people who were involved after they have left government, after they were voted out. because Galaxy came to St. Lucia. They were welcomed by Alan Shastney and Dominic Fade and Bradley Felix, who spoke up to them. And I didn't know Martinez. Nobody heard about Martinez at the time. Nobody heard. It's only when the governments change and Labour governments have taken over in both St. Kitts and in St. Lucia that Martinez, seemingly with a lot of applause, from Alan Shastney, that he's decided to go after the CIPs and so on, conveniently, curiously, maybe anything but coincidentally, when the governments have changed,
Yeah, that's what I was saying, because I think I am aware that maybe that's the madness with Galaxy and them. That's why the former Prime Minister was questioned, and he gave such raving reviews about them. So I'm saying if he was already in them, and then the former Prime Minister had signed up with Galaxy, why then didn't he come out now and say something? Because, they said in 2018, he already had problem with Galaxy, and then he did not say nothing for
The gentleman doesn't have any problem with Galaxy. The man is unable to sell the shares that they allocated to him, investment shares that he can sell under the CIP program, because people do not want to do business with Martinez due to his past, due to his criminal history and all this sort of thing. They have doubts about the manner in which he manages resources and so on, and they don't think they will get return on their investment. So Martinez now is trying to blame. He's trying to scapegoat Galaxy and everybody else that they gave them more shares than him, and they gave them the right to sell the shares at below price and so on, and that is what has hurt him in the market and so on. That's what he's pushing.
But Tuesday night I heard him on another station, which is a GVD program, which I think is a guy, a solution guy for an actor. I don't know who he is, but he was. That was all he had on Tuesday. Martinez talking about giving so much information and seeing what he's doing. But he said $1.something billion is out there. But yesterday I'm hearing the guy from Stanislas is saying it's over $4 billion.
Oh yeah.
You see, we have to get that $4 billion to bring it back to St. Lucia and all sorts of things. And then all the evidence is there to show who brought in Galaxy. All of these things is not everybody can see and hear, but how now Mr. Martinez is saying $1 billion, but yet Stanislas and them are saying $4 billion. So wasn't Galaxy already collecting money when they negotiated with them in 2018? Or during that time?
Good question.
Because they should have, because they were collecting money from the time they started negotiating with them in 2018. We have 2018, 19, 20, 20. What were they doing all the time? Weren't they selling passports and all of those things during all of that time?
Yeah. I think this going after Dr. Timothy Harris and the St. Kitts people is really a smokescreen. It's a smokescreen because it's only when Dr. Harris is not in power, when his government was voted out, and he does not have the means and access to the resources whereby he can provide redress. So now you go after Dr. Harris to show you also suing St. Kitts and Nevis. Dr. Harris is not Prime Minister. Les Khan is no longer the head of Galaxy, is no longer in charge of the CIP there. So many of the people. So you go after them, but your real objective, with encouragement from who, is against St. Lucia that you want to go. There was also something else which happened in St. Kitts. There was a split in the government, because the government really was a coalition between Dr. Harris, who had fallen out with the Labour Party headed by Dr. Denzil Douglas, you understand? Yeah. And so he went and he formed a coalition government with the opposition called the People's Action Movement, PAM. Yeah. And they renamed it the People's Labour Government, or the People's Labour Party, right? Yeah. They fell out, and this is why Dr. Harris called an election early. Many people believe he did it to mess up the PAM fellas, because almost a lot of them lost their seats. He regained his, and a lot of other people lost their seats and so on. So that government fell apart, and then the Labour Party, which Dr. Harris had helped to defeat, they came back to power, led by a different person than Dr. Denzil Douglas. They led by Dr. Terence Drew. So now you filed in that lawsuit. You can say what you want about Harris. He's not in power anymore. How can he compensate you, and how is he associated? Government is continuous. It is the successor government that bears responsibility for the CIP. And now a Labour government is in power in St. Lucia. You try to embarrass them by going after McLeod Emmanuel and Ernest Hilaire, who Alan Shastney is known to have a problem with for 20 years or so,
Yes, I don't understand how you could have brought in Galaxy. You had raving reviews. Every one of them had such high hopes all kinds of things. But these are the same people you brought. Now you hate them with a passion. Now they should not be in all kinds of things. You know, I mean, to me, he loses credibility because you were the one that gave all the raving reviews. So this should not be a problem right now. I mean, passports are being sold for $60,000. Come on. How can you be throwing that out telling people passports are being sold for as low as $60,000 and all sorts of things? Dominic was the one who was saying that. But then he didn't have the thing. He said he would send a file or whatever it is for the person to see. I mean, if you don't have all those facts, and why are you out there saying all of those things?
Right.
Oh, you know, that thing is so the way that is going there. It's like it's a never ending. Every time that he comes back and he's saying and he's.
They don't want it to end. They don't want it to end. That is exactly what they want to do, to create confusion. You know.
But if you're in court with somebody, you should not be out there.
Exactly. We have another caller coming, so we have to take that other call. Yeah, we have to take another call. Thanks. Hi, good afternoon. The Real Issues. Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. How do you do?
Yeah, hi. I'm doing okay. How about you?
Okay, not bad. You see, the fact remains, Martinez is a con man.
Of course he is.
And he joined the other con man down there because them both are birds of the same feather. So he feels Alan is the kind of man that wherever he thinks he can get money, he'll put his head there. Now, I was in shock when I heard Alan said, oh, he can't wait for DSH to sue the government of St. Lucia. I said, you brought them. You brought that maggot.
Yeah.
And now you are talking about you can't wait to see them. Because that is the only way you can get back into power.
Because
when they get lawsuits here and they get lawsuits there, they can't do nothing, their hands are tied.
In his damaged mind and in his destructive thinking, the only chance he has of coming back into power is to create as much headache as he can for Philip J. Pierre, to discredit him and to make it look, like he's incompetent, like he's a fraud, like he's a thief. No, that's what he's doing. It's just a matter of he wants to get back into power, and the way Philip J. Pierre is performing, if you don't do anything to try to discredit Philip J. Pierre and make the country look like, under Philip J. Pierre, St. Lucia has become a total mess. So that is what he's doing. He doesn't care what effect he has on St. Lucia. Yeah.
Well, you know what happened? I have one advice for both he and Martinez. You all are up to burn down the place into ashes with intentions of you will rebuild it. But I want you to understand, the only way you can rebuild St. Lucia is with St. Lucia. And when you burn it down to ashes, it is no longer St. Lucia.
All right, thank you very much.
We don't buy your crap.
Yeah.
You can go where you want. Martinez, Martinez's attitude is the con man attitude.
Yes.
These small countries, they're afraid of lawsuits. When they hear lawsuits, everybody put their tail in between their legs. Man, let's do what we have to do for these people.
This guy is just so arrogant, so pompous, so talking down to St. Lucia and to St. Lucian. So when you say he will burn down the country and there's nothing left, there is something left. He knows he will resettle his foreigners, his friends, his family, his other white people like Martinez and so on. He's going to bring them down and they will be in control of the command.
He's bring his allies.
Yeah, that's what he's hoping.
He'll bring the elites.
That's what he's hoping for. But he doesn't understand the resolve of St. Lucians. That when you push them too far.
Alan don't understand nothing. Alan, you will burn St. Lucians. Yeah. They will burn in the ashes. They will rise from the ashes, and you will still have to deal with them.
Yeah, he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the resolve of St. Lucians when you push them past the limit, and they feel their backs to the wall. That they are going to claw back, and they'll do some surprising things. Anyway, thank you very much.
Okay, have a good day. Bye.
Yeah. We had another caller. Did the caller wait or did they? Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, caller, for that. Sometimes a person's making a good point, and I don't really want to, cut them, interrupt them. But we have another call on the line. Good afternoon. Real Issues.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sheldon.
How are you doing?
Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm answering you. How are you doing?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. I am answering you.
Yes, I'm. With all this thing about Martinez, I heard Mr. Shastney saying that he hoped Martinez don't let him come up with the streets for nothing because he's given all the information. I don't know what information he's giving.
Yeah.
But Mr. Sheldon, I'm telling you, I'll conclusion, I'm more interested of hearing the talk with Mr. Shaftney and all the people land here sold in Vivat at $65,000 US. The time will come when Mr. Shaftney will have to give an account of the lands in Vivat, where he himself said he sold at $65,000 US.
Mm-hmm.
And the time will come when he'll have to give the St. Lucian public an account of that. I'm not so interested in Martinez. I can see he's a player going in between politics. Martinez trying to put Chapman in the limelight, but I don't see nothing coming out of that. The time will come when Mr. Chapman will have to give an account of all the land he said he sold in for $65,000. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I think we're due for a break, Jaquan. So, all right, we have a call on the line. Hi, caller. Good afternoon.
Yes,
Real Issues.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Honorable Shelton.
Yeah, good afternoon. Go ahead.
How you doing?
I'm doing
Everything
okay.
good?
How about you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. Yes. But Shelton, I know you have to go for a break, but Saturday I was at the St. Lucia house for the Juju Day.
Right.
And then I happened to get myself into a conversation with a gentleman. Now, for some reason, it looked like everybody wants to know who's Bernard Haynes and then to have conversation with Bernard Haynes. But one of them I got myself so angered with him, Shelton, because this gentleman is very provocative. He really is looking to provoke me. So that was just one. That is one issue. That's the brother of Jimmy Henry. You know. But there is another one. A group of them I met, and we were talking. They were all the flabos, you know, and we were talking. But the interesting thing is, we were talking about Trump, and the gentleman is telling me, you know, this is what America needs. Somebody who is calm, level-headed, who is not always haughty, who is not looking for trouble, who is not into méprising people, who is not looking to call people names and whatnot and so on. You know, and I'm saying to myself in my mind, but wait, you are saying America needs Kamala Harris, somebody who is focused, somebody who can bring out a presentation, who is for the people, who is putting the people first, and he's using the word, you know. He's using the word putting the people first. You know, the way he looks at Kamala Harris is for somebody that is you know, for the people, you know, and you know, like Trump, and Trump is always looking for some kind of trouble, always looking for some kind of information, and people always trying to be nasty with people. And I'm just saying to myself, but wait, you are supporting the United Workers' Party and its leader, right? This is the very same characteristics of the United Workers' Party leader. You are supporting in St. Lucia, but you're against Trump. So why don't you convey that very same message to your party in St. Lucia and tell the leader that's not what we want in St. Lucia? And I'm saying to myself, but why? I just could not bring myself to understand the conversation with this gentleman, because I'm saying to myself, this person is criticizing Trump, against Trump for all the bad behavior, and asking, this is what the states need, a cool, calm level, somebody who is going to understand the people, who look at every issue and, you know, address it, try to address it in. And you are there telling me that, and then you are giving Shasney your 100% support. My God, Shelton, sometimes I have to wonder what is wrong with these people's mind. I have to wonder what is wrong with these people's mind.
What I would advise you, my friend, is don't get angry. There is no better time than now to be a little patient, be long-suffering, be a little gentle in giving a listening ear. There is no better time than that than to engage and to, we might say...
No, the Jimmy Henry brother, Shelton, let me tell you, this guy, someday I do not want to have a conversation with him, period, because... You know, I have little tolerance for ignorance, you know, but there are people I can have conversation with, but this guy. But anyway, you know, put that aside, Shelton. That Martinez issue, it will soon bring itself to light, you know. It will soon bring itself, and some people will be left standing on the roadside in all their shame, because they will realize that, hey, this is not who we thought we were speaking to.
Okay.
That is what it's going to be. And we all know who is behind him trying to get St. Lucia. For 20 years, you'll be in one man. You can't get him. And you're going to fight. You're going to look for all kinds of ways to try and get at him. Don't worry. The shame, they will be standing by the roadside, left in shame. That's how Martinez is going to leave them. God bless you, Shelton.
Thank you very much. I did hear the phone ring. Did we have another caller on the line after Bernard called? Okay, well, let's go quickly for the break and we'll come back to take more calls.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The CDC opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop, opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man.
Do we have a call on the line? Yes, we do. Hi, good afternoon. Real Issues, you're on the air.
Good afternoon.
Hey, what's up, my friend?
Boy, things nice with the real issues, guys.
Really?
Hey. Because the real issues is going places, lips and bonds,
All right. Tell me about it.
Gaza, you have 2 lines, Gaza, and both of them busy, like it's strictly those bars you making. You making a sapat in free games, Gaza. Hey, not the show they said I wasn't getting callers, Gaza. I can get you, my boy.
The show need enhance. I should ask that for some enhance.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I want to address parents today. Parents and guardians. I want to address parents and guardians today. Parents and guardians who attend secondary schools. I want to say to them, parents, that y'all have an obligation to protect the benefits, to defend the benefits that this government has provided to your children. The benefits of scholarships. There are lots of students who receive scholarships. The laptop program, the school children benefit, the $500 for the first formers.
The bursary.
And the parents have to come out and defend that. And not only the parents have to ensure that they can bring their children out on that day
Right.
as a statement that they are making an endorsement to that government. If I wrong, Shelton, tell me I wrong.
Right. No, you're not.
Parents have to bring out the children on that day, on Sunday. The parents must not come out by themselves on Sunday, but they have to bring their children with them. You see, they are going to bring out their children in a safe environment. Because you have one leader, Shelton. One leader is saying to go and shoot people. One leader is saying to have human blockages. One leader is saying to go and burn down buildings, while the other leader is saying to come out and walk. Now, if I had a choice to choose, I would choose the leader who promotes peace, and that is Philip J. Pierre. The message that he is promoting is a message of peace.
Right.
There are lots of benefits in walking, so the parents must come out. When you look at sports also, Shelton, the children are benefiting in sports. You look at the policies, you look at the youth economy, the children are benefiting. So parents, I am making an appeal to y'all that the evidence is there. It's overwhelming. It's in front of us. We cannot deny it.
Right.
The evidence is glaring that this government has done insurmountable things that your children are benefiting. You must come out and defend that.
Right.
And the way you can come out and defend that is to turn out on Sunday in a peaceful, in a friendly environment to come and support what the children are getting. Thank you very much, Shelton.
All right. Thank you very much, my friend. We continue taking your calls, 487-9849 and also 4533-911. We're going until 2 o'clock. Factual and procedural background. Martinez and his film company MSR Media are defendants in 2 civil proceedings arising from claims of defamation filed against them in the High Court of Justice in St. Kitts and Nevis on December 8th, 2023 and December 29th, 2023. All right, we have another call on the line. Hello.
Yeah, Sheldon, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, so far so good. But let me show you how dumb Shastner is there and how daft he is, and he calling people backing dogs and all kind of things. After, when the man was in power, all right, 6 SLP candidates won their seat. He did not give them 1 penny for 5 years.
Yeah.
And you know this, there are people in those 6 constituencies that supported him. He made them suffer the same.
Yes.
You know, he did not even have a little regard for those that supported him. He made Peter pay for Paul.
Yeah.
You know?
Indeed.
And you want to tell me that is a man that is, you know how I call it? Demolish, I call it. Imagine the Prime Minister's official residence at Vichy. John Compton lived there for almost 30 years. All the other prime ministers that succeeded John Compton came there. They did not see no problem in the building. The man just demolished a roof and put in a tent. What sensible man? You just demolishing a roof of a building and for you to install a tent when they have function? Which good right thinking person that thinks that way? The roof is not leaking, it doesn't have termite, it is okay. You know, just wasting money, paying a contractor to take out a roof of a building and to install a tent in it when you have function.
Yeah, maybe.
On the tile and supposing it drizzles and the people are walking on that slippery tile, they can fall and damage themselves.
Exactly.
What right thinking person and St. Lucians are just not St. Lucians. Some St. Lucians cannot see. Mate is not for us. Mate don't think like a black person.
Yep.
But I know, and some people still don't see anything wrong with it, man.
Yeah.
When people are hungry, you go in and take how much millions of dollars to go and give your friends for vaccine. People don't even know how to make a sweet, you know, by giving him money to go and search for vaccine for people, and we'll lose our money. You understand? But I don't know. Some of us need to take a purge in our mind to set our mind free from that kind of character that man is. Thank you, my brother.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Might be interesting to find out that tent which replaced the roof, you know, who was that tent rented from, you know, because there's always a method, you know. You all mention about stupid. They're stupid in good things, but I'm telling you, when it comes to deviousness and crookedness and malice and so on, they're not stupid at all, you know. They're very sharp in those things. Yeah? You know, when you see people coming now and they are candidates running for certain constituencies, and they can go in the Senate and try to bring back things that happened way back in 1993. You know, 1993, you know, 30-something years ago, about company that closed and all this sort of thing. But they can't remember just 5 years ago that the constituency which they're representing was denied state funds while all other constituencies were getting it, simply as an act of spite against the MP and the people who had voted for that MP because they leaned towards the St. Lucia Labour Party. But you can go back to all kinds of stuff about Castri's Apparel 31 years ago in 1993. 1993, you know, when UWP was in power. But you know, 1993 was 1 year since for the first time the Labour Party captured Denry North. So you got to punish them the same way they were being punished because the farmers there chose to stand up and say, look, we're not being treated fairly and so on, and the money that we're getting for our bananas, you know, it's not fair for how much we have to work, all the deductions made from it and so on. You know, you set police on them because they're blocking, you kill 2 of them, you injure, you wound so many more of them and so on. That happened in 1993, you know. In 1993, but you remember in that, but you remember in Castri's Apparel, blah, 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 they closed on this kind. This is the kind of thing where you're not talking at all about the deprivation, the denial of state money. That's not Alan Shastney money to the people of the constituency of Denry North. Let me talk about them things now. Let me talk about all those things. Let us be even-handed and thorough in those things, not just when we want to go after people, you know, for very dubious and devious personal reasons and so on. But a lot of that is happening. The same way with Ernest Ile, it's also involving other people who I wouldn't mention for now. Anyway, folks, time is coming up on us. We can still take your calls. Let me just read from that document that I was telling you about, the court document. This isn't something people make up, you know. It's an official court document, you know. Martinez and his film company MSR Media are defendants in 2 civil proceedings arising from claims of defamation filed against them in the High Court of Justice in St. Kitts and Nevis on December 8, 2023 and December 29, 2023. Declaration of Applicants Counsel Damian Kelsick, DECL. Martinez is a United States resident and successful film producer with a primary place of business in Florida. Martinez founded MSR Media to bring the film industry to St. Kitts and Nevis. At some point during his endeavor, he learned that an organized group of individuals and entities, including Caribbean Galaxy Real Estate Corporation, Ying Jin, and Timothy Harris, engaged in a scheme to defraud the St. Kitts and Nevis Citizenship by Investment Program, in effect defrauding the people of St. Kitts and Nevis as well as causing economic harm to investors in the country, including the applicants, which is Martinez and MSR Media, who invested funds in St. Kitts and Nevis on the basis of the allocation to them of units for sale under the CBI, and CBI is the same as CIP. Some people call it CBI for Citizenship by Investment. Others call it CIP for Citizenship by Investment Program. They're the same thing. Under the CBI program, as a way to recoup their investments. Having discovered this alleged fraud, Martinez offered a letter dated November 17, 2023, describing the scheme. On December 8, 2023, Caribbean Galaxy and Ying Jin, its former CEO, filed suit against the applicants for defamation regarding the letter. On December 29, 2023, former Prime Minister Timothy Harris, who is also a current member of the National Assembly, filed a similar defamation suit for statements contained in the same letter. On February 7, 2024, now we're moving forward to this year, the applicants petitioned us ex parte. Now, ex parte, I think you know what it means. Is like basically one side goes to the court seeking for a declaration, but it does not involve notifying the other side so that they can come and have a hearing in court where, there can be exchanges of the evidence and the arguments and so on. Is one side coming and say, I'm being hurt and I want an ex parte injunction or ruling by the court to stop the other side doing something because it's so urgent, that, I can't wait for them to have a proper thing, but the ex parte is temporary. You're going to have a full hearing later. Petitioned us ex parte on the 28 USC, which means United States Civil Code 1782, for an order compelling a subpoena on Bank of America. Now, that's where he said that he was so glad that they decided to sue him because now it opens the way for him to get their banking information. Yeah, okay. As part of their defense, the applicants, again, that's Martinez and MSR Media, the applicants sought documentary evidence of CBI-related transactions into and out of U.S. bank accounts, as well as transactions that passed through U.S. banks, including Bank of America, to demonstrate the truth of the allegations made in their letter. According to Kelsick, again, the applicant's lawyer, that is Martinez's lawyer, absent assistance obtained through the 28th USC, United States Civil Code application, applicants have no practicable method to obtain highly relevant evidence in the possession, custody, or control of respondent's bank. Kelsick declared, Kelsick believes that the High Court of Justice in St. Kitts and Nevis would be receptive towards any discovery ordered from respondent bank to these proceedings, and the court would permit applicants to rely on them in evidence at trial. The applicants established that Bank of America is a corporation that undertakes systematic and continuous legal activities in our jurisdiction, and that it thus falls within the ambit of 1782, that is the United States Civil Code section. According to the applicants, records of transactions flowed at least through one branch located in this district. So on February 8, 2024, we entered an order granting the 1782 application and authorizing the applicants to serve the subpoena on Bank of America and any other person, corporate entity, or financial institution found or residing in this district, as may be necessary to obtain testimonial or documentary evidence described in the application. 3 weeks later, Harris filed his motion to quash, arguing that the applicants, which is Martinez and his MSR Media, failed to make the necessary showing under the applicable statute and that they are not entitled to the production they seek. Motion to quash. Harris says that Section 1782 of the U.S. Civil Code, that is, only permits discovery of evidence for use in a proceeding in a foreign jurisdiction, but he insists that any evidence generated via the applicant's subpoena will be unusable in the St. Kitts and Nevis trial because the law of St. Kitts and Nevis does not allow fishing expeditions, which is exactly what applicants are engaged in here. Harris adds that the law of St. Kitts and Nevis would not have allowed the applicants to request information of Movant or any third party to support the defamatory allegations made in relation to Movant at the time of publication, and would not permit applicants to use any information obtained from Movant's bank records because they have already asserted their justification defense. And even if the applicants had satisfied the statutory requirements, Harris urges us to deny their request anyway, based on the discretionary factors the Supreme Court outlined in the Intel Corp versus Advanced Micro Devices, which is AMD, as we would know, Intel versus AMD. All right. On March 4th, 2024, Caribbean Galaxy and Ying Jin submitted their rejoinder, and Ying Jin is the former CEO of Caribbean Galaxy, submitted their rejoinder to the motion to quash. In other words, Harris files a motion to quash, Caribbean Galaxy and Ying Jin, they join the motion. They're basically saying, we support the motion and we want it to be ruled and applied towards us. Submitted their joinder, not rejoinder, to the motion to quash. by which Caribbean Galaxy joined in and adopted Dr. Harris's motion to quash, including the arguments, objections, and relief requested therein, because that motion applied equally to Caribbean Galaxy. Joined the motion to quash at 1. According to Caribbean Galaxy, as demonstrated in the motion to quash, the law of St. Kitts and Nevis does not allow fishing expeditions. Caribbean Galaxy also maintains that if the subpoena is not quashed, for the reasons Harris raised, it should be quashed on the alternative ground that applicants did not comply, with whatever federal, whatever civil procedure, because to the best of Caribbean Galaxy's knowledge, information, and belief, applicants failed to serve a notice and copy of the subpoena on Caribbean Galaxy before serving the subpoena on Bank of America. Finally, Caribbean Galaxy maintains quashing the subpoena on this basis is strongly warranted here, because applicants also obtained the Section 1782 order itself on the ex parte. So it goes on to talk about all the different procedures. I wish I should just come. The district court has the authority to grant an application for judicial assistance under Section 28 U.S. Civil Code USC 1782 if the following statutory requirements are met. 1. The request must be made by a foreign or international tribunal or by any interested person. 2. The request must seek evidence, whether it be the testimony or statement of a person or the production of a document or other thing. 3. The evidence must be for use in a proceeding in a foreign or international tribunal. And 4. The person from whom discovery is sought must reside or be found in the district of the district court ruling on the application for assistance. You can just fade out to go to the lotto when it comes on Jaquan, okay? You don't need to notify me. Maybe I can ask for some extra time, but perhaps I'll just leave it for tomorrow. Let me just tell you that I expect Dr. Alison Jean to be my guest on Wednesday on this program. And all this talk about she being fired or resigned from NUC and all the other things that are being said about her, she will have a chance to address them directly. All right? I think we better leave it at that for now. Document that I'm reading from, I'll pick it up tomorrow. Thank you very much, Jaquan. Thank you very much, everyone. I know you're listening, with rapt attention to this document. It contains a lot of very interesting things, so we can pick it up tomorrow. Until then, Shelton Daniel urging you to keep preparing, to keep gearing of yourself for the walk of progress. And until tomorrow, signing out.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to
this broadcast.
The winning numbers for the midday draw of Monday, 19th August 2024 were Double Daily Grand 4, 5, 11, 18. Big 4, 7, 6, 5, 0. The Big 4 Multi-X Pulse Run is 5X. Pick 2, 7, 7. The Pick 2 Multi-X Pulse Run is 2X. 1 off, 8, 8, 4. Lucky 3, 8, 7, 5. The Lucky 3 Multi-X Pulse Run is FP.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues.